And we are live. As always, if you want to support these programs, you can join the YouTube channel directly at various levels. You can also go to patreon.com/Aksum. We got a new subscriber, I think, based off of our last cast here in our last program with Indirias. So, Namasaganalan Indirias. And let's get right back at it. This will be the second section of the basic Amharic or the conversational Amharic series. We're going through this book that the State Department developed decades ago to have conversations with people of the Ethiopian Empire. Probably nefarious conversations, but conversations nonetheless. So let's go where we left off. The last thing I remember you said was Dana እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን እንደምን አደሩ. So let's go to the next word there. Go ahead and read it for us.
Right.
Punch it into the private chat so that I can put it into the public chat for everyone. And if I need to do any corrections as well. I'll anticipate.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. Let's see. I'm trying to navigate my way there. Page 21 on the PDF, as you indicated. Let's see. There it is. It's just
Found
a
it?
little laggy. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The next word after the last thing that we covered yesterday, yeah, here it is. Amharic. Right. That's what the next item on the list is.
And it sounds basic, but what does it mean?
Amharic, of course.
That's right. So did you type it? I don't see it.
Oh my. Let's see. I think let's see. Sorry, my computer is being a little laggy, but it should catch up.
And I have some backup spellings for you as well whenever you're ready with that.
Let's see. Okay. There it is. Okay.
So Amharic and it means Amharic. Beautiful. So that's what I thought you were going to do. And let me just say, to make things, I don't want to get too complicated. And people were asking me this recently on Twitter. So this is what Andreas wrote. Amharic, fairly simple. It means Amharic. And this is really the language of the Ethiopian Empire. But because people wanted to specify certain things, you see the root is that it is the language of the Amhara people. And there are some people who spell it out the fuller, archaic way, which is Amhara, spelled fully. There are a few different definitions people have had. Some people say that it means free people or polite people. Some people leaning on the Hebrew say that it means mountain men or Highlander or something to that effect. In any event, often over time, the H is swallowed. It's something we see in very many words. I've mentioned it often. Habasha becomes Abasha. Hagar becomes Agar. Haddis becomes Addis, as in Addis Ababa. And Amhara becomes Amara without the H. It's a simplification that happens over time. Obviously, the H is the older form, the archaic form. So the same thing is to be said of the language. Amharinya becomes Amarinya. So here are some options that I'm going to throw at you. I want you to read the three words that I just posted in the chat there.
Let's see. Oh wow, all spelled with the I believe it's called the Ainua.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
As you taught me back in the day. So the first word there is Amar. Yeah. The first word there is the Amarnya.
Uh-huh.
That's how I would. My best rendition of that spelling. And then the second one, I guess you would be Amharnya. And then the third one, oh wow, the fourth column, right? It
Mm-hmm.
would be Amharnya. Oh
Yeah,
wow.
and there was actually another one that I was trying to do that I kind of messed up on. I'll do it again right now. So I'll throw a fourth one at you just so the good folks at home could see all the versions, right? So that first one that you wrote, I would say is the most common spelling amongst people of Amarinya or Amharic in Amharic. But most common doesn't always mean most correct. So do with it whatever you want. You see here on the last one that I wrote, you use the fourth column for the Ainu A as well as for the Hamaru Ha. And I would say there's no real one right spelling, but the gentleman I mentioned to you last time, Arik Adastatak Lawald, typically uses the Ainu A in terms of which A between the Alpha A and the Ainu A. I would say most people just don't like the Ainu A in Amharic. They simplify it, and in Amharic, there's no distinguishing. In Tigrinya, in Ge'ez, in Arabic, in Hebrew, in all these original languages, they have the different sounds. Ah, it's supposed to be a different sound. Ah, oh,
Oh wow.
that. I exaggerated a little bit, but it's supposed to be distinct from the alpha A. The two A's are supposed to be distinct from one another. So I don't want to waste too much time here, but just an understanding that this same word could be spelled 5 different ways, at least. And this is saying that we're using the right hamaru ha, which is pretty agreed upon for this word if it doesn't get swallowed. But then we also have the Bazuan Ha and the Haletao Ha, which you might see some people using. So just be prepared when you're using A's and H's that, especially if you're encountering other people's writings and the less formal, the more wild it gets, you can get a million different variations. So let's not spend any more time here and go to the next word for me and make sure to punch it in the private chat so I
Right.
could punch it into the comment section.
Oh my. Um, let's see. Let's see. I'll say it. Yao kalu. Um, let's see. Let's see. Wow, that's. I haven't heard too much of. I haven't. I'm a little bit unfamiliar with this word, but I'll give you my rendition of how it's
Oh, I
might be
think you've come
written.
across it before, maybe in a different tense. I'll give you the infinitives ukat in case you remember that. I know we've done
Does
that
that
word.
mean to know? To
Yes,
know?
yes,
Oh,
knowledge.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or the basic
Awaka
kind
is
of
that third
the.
person that we're used to often, the third person masculine. Awaka, he knows, he knew.
Okay. Yeah. There it is.
Let's see what you wrote for me. Yaukalu. Perfect. Yes. Yaukalu. Perfect. So, oh, sorry. I didn't, for whatever reason, didn't copy the whole thing there. That's not his mistake. That's my mistake. There it is. Now it's in the chat. Yaukalu, which means what?
Um, I suppose it means it's a form of to know.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it means you know, they know.
Yes,
I'm
second
not sure
person
to be.
formal. So put it together.
Oh, so you know.
Yeah. So put the phrase together now. You see how
Or
it's
they
together
know.
in the third area. So say it together.
So you
Oh,
know
whoops. I don't know why I'm highlighting that.
is the.
I'm still new to this. Say the
Yeah,
two
no
words
worries.
together now that we just said.
Oh, okay. Yao kalu, right? And then the other one was maybe. Oh my. um, yeah, maybe the connection's a little spotty, but
No, it's
so
not spotty. I
the.
heard you, but I just heard you say yauk andu. I was saying say the
Oh,
words together.
oh, the other word. Okay, Amarinya Yaukalu.
Perfect.
Amarinya
Amarinya yaukalu, which
Yaukalu.
means
Yeah.
in second person formal, do you know Amharic?
Oh, okay. Okay. Wow, it took me a little while to get there. Thanks.
No problem.
But yeah,
Now,
yeah, that's a
now
useful
we're going to
that's
play with
a useful
this.
phrase.
You see what's written there in the next line. I'll add a third
Yeah.
one for
Yes.
you, but I want you to write in the private chat. First, pronounce it
Oh,
so
okay.
people at home could hear the next line in
Okay.
the book.
Awo, and then
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. Awo, and then awon.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Now
So
write that
let's
in
see.
Fidel and paste it in the
Um,
chat as you tell me what it means. Awo and awon. And I'll add a third.
yeah. Let's see. Let's see. So it means it means yes.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Enter it into the chat. There's my spell. There are my spellings of those words.
Let's see what you got for me. Awo, awon, perfect spelling. Perfect spelling. And I'm going to add one for you. Read the one that I add as soon as you see it in the comment section. I've posted it for everybody at home now.
Oh my. Ow.
That's right.
Oh.
Ow. And I would say ow is the most common form that people use right now. Awo is like slightly more formal. Awon is almost ridiculously formal. I've seen it in the Bible. And I say it in speech, but almost no one else does. It's like Shakespearean Amharic. So aw is what I hear most people, 99 out of
I
100
see.
say. The rare person, 1 out of 100 says awo. And I'd say pretty much 0 out of 100 or 1 out of a million say awon. But perhaps decades ago it was more
Wow.
popular.
Interesting.
Yeah. So you see it getting simplified even now, or at least from whatever small sample size they made this book from.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh.
Any questions about that? Are you good? I think it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Yeah. That is pretty straightforward. No, that we're good. It's good to know the different levels of formality.
It's you see it's often a lengthening. It's like the older something is, the longer it is, the simpler it is, the newer it and fresher and more informal it is.
Yeah.
Aw,
Yeah.
awo, awon.
Yeah. I think it's like that in a lot of languages. The longer something is, the more formal. Well, let's
Mhm.
see.
Next word.
Um, yeah, the next item on the list is auqalehu.
Perfect. Awqallo min ማለት ነው. What does it mean?
Let's see. Let's see. Um, auqalehu means again, it has to do with know. It's probably one of the conjugations of the verb to know. Um, does it mean oh who ooh, the ooh at the end? So it means I know, right?
Yes. Yes.
Correct.
That's right. Drop that in the chat for me
Yeah,
so I can share with the good
definitely.
folks at home. Awqallo means I know. You got it. And I hope you didn't look at the little cheat sheet,
So
because that's exactly what the cheat sheet says. I know it's hard to
uh,
not have wandering eyes. የሚቅበዘበዙ
let's
አይኖች.
see. So I'm going to submit two spellings. The first one is the one that I think it is, but then the second one is one that you've indicated to me in the past that it might be, but in very well. I'll just submit them and we'll
አውቃለሁ
talk about it.
አውቃለሁ. Beautiful, beautiful. Andreas, I don't say this for Kantu Uddasi or false praise. You really are the best student. You remember it all. Yes. So, Allahu, you spelled it there. That first spelling, the who, is 99 out of or let's say 999 out of 1,000 people in written Amharic nowadays will spell it that way. I know. The second one is the KH, who, which is, by the way, a modern addition to the alphabet. That letter doesn't exist in Ge'ez. It's an Amharic exclusive letter. Tigrinya has stuff like that as well. And this letter hu, that KH, is what the original Bezuan Ha should have sounded like. That letter that yesterday we spoke about is in the Arabic chat the number 5, and in Hebrew transliterated into English or the Roman alphabet or script, it's the KH or CH of like challah, bread, or Hanukkah. Zealous says Gorbaz
Right,
Wandamalam
right.
Andreas. Wandamalam means brother world, literally. So it's just a nice way of saying brother.
No, thank you. Let's see.
Thank you, Zealous, for tuning in again. So that was good. Now put the words together. So you see it chose the second form of yes there, awo, but you can choose any form you'd like and put them together. Put the auk allahu, whichever form you like, and the owl together. So the gentleman I mentioned earlier, the scholar par excellence, Alek Akidano wal Kufle, he uses that KH. And so one of my mentors in Amharic, an older brother of mine, Deacon Mahadi, who's been on this program a lot, he's a great philologer. He and I actually have some upcoming works together, a liturgy of the hours and something called a diatessaron that we've been working on. And whenever the diatessaron is complete, the liturgy of the hours, the giz is complete, but we're still working on the English. Whenever we get that out there, we'll get that out there. But he's been on my program a lot. I think it's been about a year since he's been on. But if you guys search Deacon Mahari, you can find him. And him, he used to be an Amharic professor at Addis Ababa University. And him, me, and Adak Akidana wal Kifle use the hu or the KH. And most people use the regular H. Use whatever you'd like, but there you go. So paste it into the chat for me together. Pick one of the forms of Auk Allo and one of the forms of Ao. Or
Okay. To form the to form the phrase there. Ow. Let's see. Ow. Le. Hu. I'll just go with the more contemporary style, and
there's no shame in that.
Boom.
Be understood by the many. Auk Allahu. Beautiful. Now let me show the good people at home. Auk Allo, which means what?
Yes, I do know. Or I guess
Beautiful.
I know.
That's it. You got it. All right. Next word on our list.
Let's see. All right.
Show the good people at home there on the screen.
Sorry if I have my hand up to, better inhibit yellem, which probably means no.
I would say idellem is more no, and the older form idollum.
Oh.
But this one is more, I like what they wrote here. They wrote no, there is not. So it's about a lack of something. Something is lacking or it's not there.
Okay.
And your spelling is perfect as usual. Yella, there it is. For the good people at home, yellam. It's lacking. It's not there. Yellam.
Okay.
All right. Next word.
All right. Let's see here. Alaukim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. It helps if I write it down first.
Let's see. But you mean handwriting?
Yeah, with my pen here. Let's see.
That's good. As you write that, I'll see. We've done Amarinya, different forms. We've done Yaukallu. We've done Amarinya Yaukallu. We've done Aon, Aukallo, Aukallo, Yedlem. And now, what was this word that you said?
Let's see. Let's go back to the trend.
I see what you are. Alaukim. Okay, very close. This time we'll make a minor correction when we share it with the people here. This is a tricky thing about transliteration, and I know you're reading it in transliteration. So I'm kind of cheating because I know the word already. But they sometimes transliterate the I to make the E sound, which is salis, third column, but they also sometimes do it for sadis, which is the sixth column. I find that confusing. So here, instead of kim, it should be kim. And to be
Oh,
frank,
okay.
there's this kind of thing where a lot of times you have two sadis back to back or two sixth column sounds back to back. It becomes e. The example I give people often, the word g is itself. G is. Some people with a Guajami accent, they say geese. Instead of g is, they say geese. The word mi'it, which means
Huh.
century, like or 100. I mean, it just means 100, but they'll say mid amet, which means century. They'll say banding nhau meet amet, meet amet. So it sounds like meat, like Google Meet, or like meat in the fridge. Then you have another word I grew up hearing a lot, te'ibitenya. When my dad used to say this word, te'ibitenya, I used to think it meant some person who watches TV all day, because sometimes B's and V's get exchanged. But te'ibit has the word avi in it. And avi means great, as in Avi's the Great Fast, or Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. And avi means great or big. So te'ibit is the one who aggrandizes themselves, the self aggrandizer. And so it means insolent or arrogant or haughty or any of those great synonyms. Trey Sun, thank you for laughing. I see you're a subscriber. So shout out to Trey Sun. Thank you. Alaukim, that's how you spell it. You see sadis instead of sadis, sixth column instead of
Yeah.
third column, sound instead of e sound. So ala alaukim. And what does that mean?
Let's see. Um. Oh, there's al at the beginning and at the end, so it's a negation of a verb, most likely.
That's right.
Um, you don't know, maybe?
Yes.
I'm just guessing. I'm
Yes.
kind of just
I
guessing.
don't know. I don't know.
Or I don't
That's
know.
right.
I don't know. Okay.
And the one thing I'll say is like then there's this whole layer of politeness. I used to say alaukum all the time because I was very literal. As I never learned Amharic formally. I learned it by listening, and I learned it in the diaspora. Although I learned it from people who spoke really well. Trey Sun says they finally caught a live caught a live classes in session. That's right. Welcome. Guam basalamatu. So alaukim is considered rude to a lot of Ethiopians. So it's interesting that they have it here in this like super formal language. Let me write something
Oh
instead.
my. Oh
What's
my.
considered a softer way of saying the same thing is this word. Let me hear you. Let me hear you read that one.
Let's
I
see.
just posted it in the chat.
Oh, that's a tricky pronunciation, but I'll do my best. Nja. Right?
That's right. And
Yeah. So
a ninja
Oh, go ahead.
is also I don't know, but for whatever reason, it's considered softer. Like alaukim almost gives the impression I don't know and I have no desire to know and I have no desire to help you. Whereas you say a ninja
Oh
and then
my.
maybe you throw in some sort of um, not honorific, but I don't know what the right word is, but like something affectionate, some affection, some term of endearment, like a ninja gitai, a ninja yininat, a ninja wandamalam, like the guy called you, zealous called you wandamalam. So a ninja, for whatever reason, softens the blow. But both alaukim and a ninja mean I don't know.
Huh.
Like
And the one,
alaukim is almost like I ain't got a clue and I don't want to have a clue. And a ninja is just
yeah,
look, man, I don't have the information.
right. And you use an ninja with one of the like how shall I say, like a form of address that kind of lessens the distance between the two speakers, right?
Yeah. But both are technically grammatically
Okay.
correct. Nobody would misunderstand you
Gotcha.
grammatically with either one. But it's just a matter of whether they think you're rude or not. But also, you're coming at it as a foreigner, they're gonna give you extra leeway.
All right, it's good to. It's
Yeah, but if
reassuring.
you want to flex on them, you say a ninja instead of alaukum. Okay, next word.
Right. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. The previous two words together. Yalem alau. Right.
Okay, before you,
Um.
yes, yallam alaukum. Before you do that, someone's contributing to our discussion, so let's put you on the spot here. This one's a little rough, but BRW. I don't know if that's Brother Wondem or what that stands for, but you want to give a little effort because they're writing Amharic back at you.
Sure. Be
Go
happy
for it.
to. Inen inenja irgtenya idelehum.
Beautiful,
Yeah. I
beautiful.
yeah.
So irgitanya is certainty. Maragaget, it literally means to step on. It's kind of funny, but it means to ascertain or to make sure something is certain or sure. And aidad lahum is I am not. So I don't know, I am not sure, or I'm not certain,
Okay.
or I have not stepped on it yet to verify. That's a good one. Thank you for adding that. Class is in session, as
Wow.
Trayson said. Tell me when you want me to
Man.
take that down so we can go back to finish this page of the book. And we can
We're
go a
good. We're
little
good.
over. We can go a few minutes over. That'll be fine.
Awesome. Yeah. So yeah, and as the item on the list that we were just on is yelem alaukim.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Paste that
Yeah.
together in the chat for me.
Oh, okay.
Abro together.
Let's see. All right. Oh my. Yelem. There it is. But let's see. I always wonder about the. We don't have to spend too long on this, but just as a quick aside, I always wonder. The previous commenter has the colon with the line above it, and I you know I always wonder about the specific uses of different Amharic punctuation marks, but we don't have to go down into
I
into
don't
that
know all of
at the
them
at the
well enough.
at the moment.
The that one I think is it's like a semicolon or something like that. The ones I think it's a here, I'll look it up on LexiLogos. LexiLogos says that one's a comma. I've never really used that one. A lot
Okay.
of people, most of the time, if they use anything, they use the arat natib, the 4 dots, which means period. And that's if they use anything at all. I like using the 2 dots, which are supposed to separate every word. I don't do it 100% of the time, but I do it a lot of the time. People stopped doing that because they wanted to save space, I believe I heard, in the printing industry, and save some money, like by cutting corners. I think it makes it more confusing to read, especially when you have like a lot of text next to each other. So it's supposed to separate every word. And I learned that from reading older books, even like my grandfather's book from the early 90s, his memoir, with Awde The Life of Ups and Downs by Daniel Selassie. But the 2 most frequent ones I would say are the 2 dots, which is separating every word, and the 4 dots, which is a period. The 3 dots is a question mark, but I haven't seen anyone use that except for me. So, as a reminder, you used the key again. Remember, the key is 3rd column, salis, not sadis.
Oh my.
So I'm going to change that for you and punch it in for the folks at home. Yellem alaukim, which means there is not, or it's not there, and I don't know. So, what is the next word on our agenda there?
Let's see. Let's see. Tanish.
Yeah, not though.
Oh.
You see, when it wants you to
Oh.
use the harsh, it's like capitalizing it in their transliteration mechanism. So this one is just lowercase. That's why it's good to
Oh,
just yeah.
is that what I did? I did the Ethiopian
Yeah,
sound.
you did
Or,
I think you were used to because we just said irgutenya.
oh yeah, sometimes sometimes I get a little bit um put a little
Overzealous,
too
like our
much
friend
effort
Zealous
into it,
over there.
and yeah, overzealous. Let's see. So
Okay.
my just based on what's written in the book, that's how
That's
I
correct.
would
You spelled it correct.
spell that.
Tinnish. And do you remember what tinnish means?
I'm gonna admit that I against my own efforts, I saw it means small or
Yeah,
little.
yeah, that's right. And you see, often when little Ethiopian diaspora boys are asked, "Amarinya ትችላለህ? Amarinya ታውቃለህ?" Do you know Amharic? They'll say, "Tinnish, tinnish." And do you remember
Wasn't there
that
another?
rule, the
Yeah,
repetition for
wasn't
the
there
single
another word that meant small, like to?
Tillik is the opposite. It means big. And I
Oh,
remember you
the
did a
repetition.
short linguistic study on
Oh, okay.
the phenomenon because we saw there's tillik, there's talak, but then there's talalak. Remind me what that linguistic theory is called, where the replication happens in the middle of the word for
Oh,
greater emphasis.
word internal reduplication.
Word internal reduplication. There you go.
Yeah,
Tillik, talak, talalak.
yeah,
Tillik
and
is
then
big. Talak is elder. Talalak is like super, super big or tremendously big or exceedingly big. But it's all from the same
right,
root and it's just duplicating what's on the inside.
right. Yeah, yeah. So, oh my, wow. Okay, so tanish is just a little.
Hmm. You could say tananash
Okay.
for the same internal reduplication. Tanish,
Oh wow.
tanash, tananash. See that? Talik, talak, talalak, tanish, tanash, tananash.
Oh man, tananash. Oh wow.
Someone wrote
Yeah, that's
tanish, tininish. Yeah, tininish. Not tannish. Tannash would be better.
huh.
1999, is that the year you were born, Lemon? I like that. I like the numerals there. People don't often use the numerals. Um, okay.
Yeah, I've never learned them.
Yeah. We'll focus on the words for now. Go to the next line.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Let's
Dekak,
see.
dekik,
Uh,
dikakit. That's good. This person is good. I could tell they probably know some good is. Dakika is
so
used
the next
for
word is
minute. Dakika is used for minute, but it also means very small, like almost
oh
microscopic.
wow.
But it could also mean disciple or little one.
Okay, gotcha. Let's see. Let's see. The next word is tanish au lahu.
Perfect. Write that together for me in the private chat so I can share it with the good people at home.
Let's see. Alehu. All right. And I'm going to guess that this means I know a little.
That's right. Tinish alqallo. Tinish alqallo. Perfect. Let me share that with them so they can see it. Tinish alqallo. Very good. Okay, just a few more words and we're done with this page, and then we'll close out today. Next word.
Okay. Mun.
All right. Spell that for us or
Oh
tell us what
yeah.
it means.
Let's see. That means.
Go ahead.
So this word mun, I believe, means what?
That's right. Very simple. And as always, I'll complicate it by giving you the archaic form right after, and you'll see that the contemporary and the archaic, it's often an issue of shortening and lengthening. So read the archaic form that I wrote there.
The second one, let's see, Minder.
Mindir. Often in Amharic
And
scripture, you'll see mindirno. Nowadays, people say minno or mindinno. You may have seen, I know you go through the YouTube algorithms, you may have seen one of the popular names of a production company on YouTube. It always cracks me up. Minno Shawa. Minno. So minno, mindinno, mindirno. Minno, mindinno, mindirno. They all pretty much mean the same thing. What is it? That's not in the book.
Let's see. What?
Yes.
Okay.
Next
what? One. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's
Next
see.
word.
Alu.
Oh, very good.
Let's see. Let's see.
So we talked about gemination yesterday. Alu means geminated, or bamarinya sawasu. It's called matbak, to tighten. Alu means there are. Alu means second person formal, elder, polite. You said. Or third person, plural. They said.
Right.
It comes from the classic third person. Ala. Ala na alla. Ala is loosened. Italalla. Ala means he said. Or he says. Allah geminated.
And you
means there is. So this one is the non-geminated or the loosened.
Yeah. So to say there are or there is, it's ale, right?
Yes.
Okay. But to say
no, which one? For there are?
Yeah, I was trying to say there are.
Alu.
Oh, alu. And then for the
that's the geminated one.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so let me make a quick note of that. Alu.
On Amharic grammar, the tightened one. And the loose one,
okay,
is about saying.
Yeah. And then that would be pronounced alu.
Yes.
I'm assuming.
Yes. So put them together. Oh, first write alu and then put them together.
Okay, yeah. Let's see.
So we can share alu.
And
alu/alu, because they're spelled the same. That's the trickiness of it. That's right. That's the homonym in English, right? Spelled the same way, but pronounced differently. Yes, there it is. 2 letters. So it's alu, soft, loose, or non-geminated. Alu. Second person formal, said, meaning you said, or third person, plural, they said. Spelled the same way. Alu. Second person.
Yeah.
Second or third person singular formal. Like, is this elder there? Or is this being polite person there? Or third person plural, are they there? Alu, tight, geminated, versus alu, non-geminated, loose. Now put them together.
Let's see. So min alu. Yeah.
So give me that in the chat.
What is there? Is that what that means?
What did you say?
Or what?
What did you say?
Oh, yeah, that would make more sense.
It's this, in this case, it's the loose one, the non-geminated. So min alu, what did you say?
Okay.
But you're speaking to someone in a formal or polite way. But you wouldn't really say min alu, but maybe if someone was talking about some sort of items, like you're saying, I don't know, you're selling cereal or toothpaste, but then you probably throw the word ainet or kind, in there. Like, what kinds do you have? But min alu is like, could be what are there if you use that. But this is alu, min alu, soft, loose,
Yeah.
dominated. And then give us the last word there.
Okay. To wrap things up, let's see. Minim.
Minim is she? What does minim mean?
Minim.
You know that one?
That one I don't know.
It's okay.
Minim.
Means nothing.
Oh my.
Yeah. Minim. That's right. You spelled it
There
correctly.
it is. Yeah. Minim.
And it means nothing. Sometimes to say something is like vain talk would be to say that it's like nothingness. You see some of this internal word reduplication. Read that one for us.
Menamente.
Menamente, which means like nothingness, which is to say vain talk. So you have
my. Wasn't there another?
Minim.
Wasn't there another?
Nothing,
oh my God.
And menamente is like vain talk. I think you're thinking of kantu, which means meaningless.
Yes. That's what I was about to bring up.
You probably listened. There's a mazmur on YouTube. If you type kantuneng, I am meaningless. Or it's a translation of the Hebrew word chabel, which means a vanishing breath or a fleeting breath. It's the beginning of the book of Ecclesiastes in Amharic. It's called Mas'afa Makbib. And it says kantu kantu ya kantu kantu, which is vanity of vanities in English. But it's, kantu is, we said kantu earlier, false praise. Kantu wuddasi. It's false praise, meaningless praise. Okay. Just hyping someone up. So we're not doing that to you. When BRWO or Brother Wendim or whatever he is says props, and Zealous and others and Treson, they appreciate your work there in learning the Amharic language. So it's good. You have minim, minamente, kantu. These are kind of similar words. We closed out one page there. So that's pretty good in 2 sessions. And this session was shorter than the last one. Any closing thoughts before we end the broadcast? And thank you, everyone who's tuned in, all 9 of you or 10 of you, 11 of you at different points.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you to everyone watching. Closing thoughts? No, not really. Amharic is a difficult language, more difficult than many of the other languages I've studied. Well, more difficult than.
You're doing well.
Yeah, I try.
You're taking audience Amharic and you're picking it up. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good sign. At least in terms of the fluency. The comprehension, we're building it slowly. And, you'll work on that with your vocabulary. But the fluency is there. You're taking random words from the crowd. Here you go. Lemon added something else.
Let's see. I'll
Here's your final challenge of the day.
Okay. Gerum now. Ketilubet.
Yes. Gurum means wonderful. The original phrase in Ge'ez garama means to be feared. Actually, wow. This week, once every 7 years, is the holiday of Abba Garima, one of the 9 saints, Tasa'atu Gaddusan, and there's a great mazmur in his name, and it says, Garram Kanni, Garima, O Garima Garram Kanni, because his name is Garima, which is from the same root, and it's like, oh, wonderful one, you're wonderful. Or you could say, oh, terrible one, you're terrible. Or fearsome one, I'm afraid of you. I'm frightened by you. Anyway, Gurumno means it's wonderful. And Katalubat means continue.
Oh, okay. Katalubat. Okay. I've always been thrown off by bet. It appears at the end of verbs in what to me seems like unpredictable contexts. But again, that's probably a whole other conversation.
Yeah, we'll get to it. I don't know if there are any hard and fast rules about that, but we'll get to it in context. If he was just talking to you, he would just say qatl. And again, a lot of these things are just for emphasis. If he says qatl, it would mean continue. Qatl bat, I don't know if it softens it or emphasizes it, but it's just a common thing, but it could be left out. Qatl makes it happen. Qatl bat, like continue on with what you're doing. Qatlu bat is the plural, but he could have just said qatlu, which means continue. But qatlu bat, I don't know if it softens it or emphasizes it, but something's going on there that's beyond my grammar knowledge. Anyway, this has been Amharic Agabab, Amarinya Agabab, Amharic grammar, Awde Amharic. Thank you all for joining, and if you like it, don't forget your super chats and everything else. If you can do that while I'm doing this on StreamYard, God knows. But definitely holler at the Patreon or join the channel. And goodbye, Dana.